Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Hit us on the web on YouTube. We're all big on community policing, and we're going to get right down to business. It is a pleasure to introduce you to the Executive Director of Honest Reporting that has his national office actually in Skokie, Illinois, Gary Kenzer.
Hey, how are you?
Good, and glad to see you.
Great to be back again.
First
Thank
of all,
you for
my
inviting
pleasure
me.
always, and you always educate us so well about what's going on.
Well, and actually today I've got wonderful news that I want to share with people that literally happened to us last week.
Wow.
So when I messed up last week and came a week too early because I was so excited to come on the show, I realized after I looked at my calendar, I made a mistake. We were told last week that we were rated on the top 2% of charities worldwide.
Wow.
It's called Charity Navigator, which gives ratings based upon accountability and credibility for mission.
I've actually been there, by the way.
And can I read this little paragraph
please.
here? It's from the president of Charity Navigator that says, congratulations to honestreporting.com for sound fiscal management and commitment to accountability and transparency. We are the premier charity evaluator highlighting the work of efficient, ethical, and open charities with the goal of providing donors and the outside public with a real means to evaluate confidence and charitable choices. And it goes on to talk about how we really rate it based upon complete disclosure of everything from salaries, from tax reports, everything. We put everything up on the public website.
And for a place called Honest Reporting, it's probably pretty good that you're honest.
100%. So we're really excited about that. And quite honestly, that joins us with a very small number of charities, both local and nationwide. And that joins us with another very important program that we got accepted once again in 2013. And I don't think I shared that. And that's there's a service that every federal employee worldwide gets to do to give to a charity of their choice. And it's a closed campaign. In other words, you have to bid and compete. It's over a 100-page application that you have to file with the federal government to become on that list of exclusive charities. And we were named on that list again.
Wow, great.
So the combined federal campaign, so anybody who's listening there who works for any branch of any
Well, we can't
government.
directly ask for money on the show, but
But they should look up more about us. They should absolutely look more about us.
Absolutely, and listen, congratulations. And
So thank you.
first of all, that's great. And listen, it's nice to have good, ethical, honest people on the show.
Well, I think
I do have a lot of politicians, you know.
that's true. I did hear about that. I think it would be inconsistent for us not to be what we say we are.
Yeah.
And although we're really dealing with Israel, we really carry that to the next step, which means everything in terms of what we are. And we're a small organization in terms of staff size and small organization, but we've got now between our Facebook, our LinkedIn, our Pinterest, and all the social media, a little over 1 million people that connect with us.
Wow.
Yeah. And our email list, believe it or not, people still email, which is okay. It's a lot of people that interact with us.
Yeah, I'm on your email list.
So it's a lot of people that connect with us. So there's a lot of thirst for the information. And we're grateful for people who want to connect with us, subscribe for us, learn more about us. And the other thing I don't think I had shared with you is that we now have a news aggregator. You know what a news aggregator is?
Somebody that gathers news together so people can get like daily briefings and
Exactly.
things like that.
So we now have one all based on Israel. And it's the world news, and it's articles you may not even have heard about unless you're on a news aggregator service like Google or Yahoo News. So we now have a news aggregator service that pulls the information off the World Wide Web into one simple email daily.
I do get the daily email, so I
So
do
that's
get to
it,
see it. Yeah.
the Israel Daily News Service. So
And it's really interesting. And for those people who don't know, Honest Reporting, these guys take misinformation, and I mean huge misinformation that could cause deaths and wars and things,
Yes.
and correct things.
It's a fascinating story, and I think many of the people who watch the show remember how we were started. What started us? You remember? In
Actually,
2000?
to be honest, I don't.
Does the name Tuvia Grossman sound familiar?
Oh, yes.
Come on. Tuvia Grossman, who used to live in this neighborhood.
Right.
He was a victim of bad photography and photography that was disconnected from the blurb that ran in the photograph. And he was actually labeled a Palestinian who was beaten up by an Israeli policeman, which turns out was a soldier, and he was rescued, and he wasn't a Palestinian. So it's a famous picture that really started our organization, not by adults, but by college kids in London.
Wow.
4 college kids in London that started our organization that now has become a worldwide movement.
That's great.
So good news I wanted to share with
That's
everybody.
excellent news. And over 1 million people participating.
Connect with us.
Yeah.
It's very significant numbers of people. So, and I think that speaks to the fact that people, you know, I've spoken, quite honestly, at many Students for Justice in Palestine chapters. There are a lot of those all over the country. You've heard of SJP,
Yes.
okay. And I don't fear from that. I actually find that if you come at a simple level, non-confrontational, and black and white, very
Yeah.
black and white, not emotional, you'll be okay. Okay? And we're entering into dialogues with all kinds of groups right now that are quite radical. But we're a big believer that you can't only read the news that you agree with.
By the way, that's 100% true. And I make it a point, you know, in my own reading, in my own study of politics, I make sure I read each side, even if some of it wants to make me scream, holler, and bang my head against the wall.
Absolutely, but you know that's
Knowledge and information empowers you.
it's very important because that's how you will learn how the other side, whatever the other side is to you in whatever subject. Obviously, we're talking about Israel, how they come to their conclusions. So, you know, it's an old saying in high school when, were you on debate? Because I was on debate.
Actually, in
high school.
college.
And you were in college.
Yeah.
And did you always debate the subject that you were interested in?
No, we were assigned a subject, and that was it. And as a matter of fact, it was interesting because the year I did it, national health care was the topic.
Oh,
and we had to be able to argue both sides of the issues.
Good.
And I spent more time studying for that class than any other, as a matter of fact, in college.
See?
And it was fascinating. But yeah, we even went to like a national meet and everything. And to see these, you know, we saw schools like Harvard, I think Redwood, actually in California, won that one. To see the brilliance of some of these people and being able to switch from one side to another.
This is important. This
Yeah.
is very important. So we tell people when they say, "Oh, I won't read the New York news. I won't watch whatever's TV station," and we tell them you've got to.
Yeah.
You have to, because that's how you're educated and can speak from the subject, not just the subject that you care about, but from the other side, so you understand how they come to their conclusions.
Yeah,
Very
I
important.
actually make it a point to read some of the people I dislike the most.
I know it sounds very strange, but I think people will think about it and they'll agree that that does make sense. So when all the stuff goes on in Israel, people say, "I stopped my subscription to this and this and this, and I don't listen to this. What do you think about that?" I say, "I think that's a terrible idea. I think we don't live in a vacuum. You have to know what the other side, whatever the other side is to you, is thinking."
Yeah, you know what? I do get great pleasure. I get to see Bruce Dole from the Tribune once a year, and I actually did want to cancel my subscription more than once.
And you kept it?
And I kept it, and I am able to knowledgeably argue with him on points when I see him.
Helps, doesn't it?
It helps a lot.
It does help a lot. So thank you. I'm glad that you're one of the masses that not only reads our emails, but you believe that you have to know both sides of the story.
You have to know both sides. There are so many people with so many strong opinions that are not based on knowledge. That in and of itself is dangerous beyond belief. And especially in today's society where everything is so polarized, you know, it just doesn't, it's not a good thing. I mean, people have to see other people's opinions and knowledge and all the rest of it. We're actually out of time. This flew. If people would like to contact Honest Reporting, and if people would like to, get your
The
emails
best
and all
thing
the
to do
rest,
is go to our website, www.honestreporting.com, and everything's up there in the front, including how to contact us.
great. And honestreporting.com. And congratulations on your award for a great charity and for the government acceptance and all the rest of it.
Thank you.
And, it's equally reflected by your excellent work in the articles that you guys present.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Avi.
Thank you, Gary. All the best.
Thank you.